inside the PMAC. We have the last first four game of the NCAA championship between Florida State and Missouri State, along with Holly Warlick. I'm Brenda Van Lingen. Missouri State already with a three-pointer. Let's take a look at who's on the floor, brought to you by Capital One. As we get the starting lineup, we've just gotten started. Jackson, Caleb, Eze, Wilson, and Benhar, who hit the three-pointer early for the Lady Bears. Benhar with the ball in her hands. She is an inspiration on this team. She is the leader. She's already got 5 points.
Well, don't tell me they can't shoot, because they've hit their first two shots and they've gotten really good looks.
Florida State starters Morgan Jones, two-time All-ACC first-teamer, along with Aaron Howard, the transfer from Auburn, Gordon, the freshman point guard, Puisis, and River Baldwin on the floor, brought to you by Capital One.
Well, great start for Missouri State. They're taking great looks and they're playing great defense, and they're known for their man-to-man defense.
Missouri State is out of the Missouri Valley Conference, finished second. They were defeated in the semifinals, but got the at-large bid, and they're showing you why in the early going here in Baton Rouge. Sydney Wilson with the score, and the Lady Bears up 7-0 early. Ugugwa Hamilton, we call her Coach Mox for short. She and her squad have had to endure the loss of two starters out early in the season with ACL injuries, and the rest of the team has really had to step up. So far, Florida State 0 for 4 in the early going. Missouri State 3 for 4, now 3 for 5 as Puisis comes down with a rebound.
Yeah, they're making Florida State take tough shots. The last possession, they're trapping on ball screens. You'll see Missouri State mix up what they're doing man-to-man, but they're going to stay man-to-man the whole game.
A holding call on Sydney Wilson. That's the first foul of the game. And one of those starters who likely would have been the Missouri Valley Player of the Year. She was playing her best basketball, averaging a double-double when she went down in the 11th game of the year.
Yeah, tough loss, and a great competitor, a great player, and to lose that, what she did, and to be where they are is a tribute to this team.
They also lost Abby Hipp, and we'll talk more about her later. Just devastating losses. It's just remarkable how Missouri State recovered as the foul called on Jennifer Eze. Eze, one of the players that have stepped up, a transfer from Duke that didn't play until February 4th. Sue Semrau, the head coach for Florida State, back after a year leave of absence to help care for her mother going through chemotherapy. Happy to report her mom, Rosemary, is doing great and is in remission. And Sue Semrau in 24 seasons, they've now been to 9 straight NCAA tournaments, and she felt like 10 games ago in the regular season they needed to win 7 of their last 10 to get in, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, they did. They dealt with a couple of injuries. They dealt with some COVID issues, and then they feel like they're back healthy, and they made a great run towards the end of their season.
The ball tipped. Florida State steals it. Bajetti off the mark on the three-pointer, and then another foul called on Missouri State. Strength in numbers for Florida State. They go with a lot of different players. 11 players average over 10 points, 9 players over 5 points per game.
So, yeah, it gives these players a lot of opportunities to score. Brenda, you may think it's hard to develop that court chemistry, but it works for Florida State. May not work for everybody, but it's working for Florida State.
Three-pointer short for Caleb. Abby Jackson. That's who has really stepped in for Jasmine Franklin this year.
Yeah, she's so athletic. Look at her long arms. She gets up and down the floor, and she's really come into her own and needed to help this team.
Pagetti just throws the ball out of bounds. An early 9-1 lead for Missouri State.
Yeah, and you'll see Abby Jackson. Great save, great hustle to save the ball. Gives it to Abby Jackson. Just shoot, look, 4 people around her. She figures out a way to score the basket.
She's averaging over 13 points per game for the Lady Bears. The transfer from Auburn, who played her first 3 years at Auburn before coming over last season. Valencia Myers, number 32, into the game for Florida State. Benhar made the first 3 of the game, misses that one.
Yeah, solid ball movement, good look, just missed the shot.
Courtney Weber throws it away. Here comes Sydney Wilson. Sydney Wilson all the way to the hoop. She's fouled and will go to the free throw line.
And Florida State, that's one of the Achilles heels for them is turning over the basketball. And so when you turn over the basketball against the Lady Bears, what happens? You come down and you shoot a layup. So you see a cross-court pass, just wasn't a great pass, went through the hands of Valencia Myers, and then attacked to the basket and gets a foul.
Florida State averages 16 turnovers a game. It's a strength for Missouri State. They have a 4.6 turnover margin, so they like to turn you over.
That's what they do. It's interesting, Brendan. We talked to Coach Mox. I said, Coach Mox, do you think you'll play a little zone? She goes, no. You will never see it. I said, okay, all right.
Sydney Wilson made 1 of 2 free throws. The foul was on Omaria Gordon, the freshman for Florida State. The ball tipped.
Yeah, she got to shoot. She has to shoot that. That was a wide open look. She was open off that pin screen. She's got to give her team a chance. She's got to make that play.
And a drive to the basket. Sydney Wilson earns another trip to the free throw line. So a fast and furious start for Missouri State. They take the 10-1 lead with 4:47 in the first quarter. The husband of Coach Mox, very proud of this team, as Sydney Wilson at the free throw line, an alum of Olathe East High School in Olathe, Kansas.
That's near you.
It is near me. I live in Olathe.
Yep.
And I talked to Sydney Wilson. She's the #2 career scoring leader at her school. I said, hey, I know who the #1 scoring leader is, Danielle McCray, who played in the WNBA.
Wow.
That's not a bad person to be #2 behind.
No, it's not.
Oh, and an offensive foul. That means 4 possessions in a row, turnovers for Florida State.
Well, great movement. Florida has great movement. Just stay still. Stay still on your screen. It's up to the offense to run their defender into you. Just slow down. Florida State, slow down. You're going to be fine. Stop turning over the basketball.
So the offensive foul on Valencia Myers, her first. Nice pass to Jackson, too strong off the window. Puises comes away.
Yeah, that was a nice defense. 2 people attracted to Jackson, and they just went straight up.
Myers travels, and Florida State just can't get into any kind of offensive flow. 5 turnovers in a row. This Missouri State team is an impressive team out of the Missouri Valley. Had a great non-conference schedule, some big wins, and they're one of the top-ranked teams in opponents' points per game. They're number 10 in the country in offensive rebound and in the top 25 in rebound margin. You see it right there.
And that's why they do what they do. And I can't say enough about this team, how well they're coached, and they just do the little things on defense. They're keeping the ball in front of them.
Backdoor cut. That's the first field goal of the game as Michaela Timpson, the freshman in the game, scores it.
Yeah, there you go, Florida State. Easy, just a backdoor cut, gets an easy layup.
Bryce Caleb, the defensive player of the year in the Missouri Valley. Last year, she was the player of the year. And a 3-second violation. That time, Naya Wachaku was in the lane too long.
Yeah, and let's see what Florida State does with this. They get the Lady Bears to turn the ball over. Let's see what they do with it.
There's Bryce Caleb. I love that Coach Mox walks into the press conference and says, I call her Depoy Depoy. Because she won Defensive Player of the Year 1 year, then Player of the Year, then Defensive Player of the Year 3 years in a row in the Valley.
Wow. I don't know how she keeps that straight. I like the deploy, though. I love the defensive play.
Valencia Myers scores inside. Caleb from the top of the key.
Yeah, and Florida State, they're great at rebounding and running.
And that's what they do there as Omaria Gordon, the true point guard, fouled in the act of shooting. A foul on Mariah White, the grad transfer from Cleveland State for Missouri State. You can see Bianca Jackson, who had injuries early in the year to contend with, about to come in. Another sub coming in for our shooter, Gordon.
Yeah, and it works. It's their style. And look, you don't, if you play 10, 11 players, and they get at least 10 players get about 10 minutes or more playing time. So
Gordon makes both free throws. Bajetti into the game, the junior from Helsinki, Finland, shares point guard duties with Gordon.
Yeah, and Florida State's just trying to slow up the Lady Bears and take some time off the clock and bring some ball pressure, get into a half-court game.
Five on the shot clock. And an offensive foul called on Wachaku.
Yeah, again, you just got to stay still. Your job as a screener is to get set. You can't move, and it's up to the ball handler to run their defense into the screener. It sounds really simple, but that screener has got to get set, and that's all you do. You've done your job. You know, I would think Florida State get the ball inside. They've got a height advantage right now.
And a foul called on the floor on the drive, but we are in the bonus, so a couple of free throws coming up. Well, the ESPN family of networks is your exclusive home for the NCAA Women's Championship. The Sweet 16 and Elite 8 will take place next weekend starting March 25th. Then it's the Final Four from Minneapolis on April 1st, followed by the National Championship on April 3rd. Mariah White committed the foul, sending Bajetti to the free throw line. She misses the second. I mean, the first year for the women to have these first four games. This is the final one, as we've seen the last couple of nights, and the winner of this game will play Ohio State on Saturday here in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, Brendan, we talked about this was an exciting game. I thought this was going to be a great game, great matchup of two solid teams.
Jackson misses. Timpson rebounds for the Seminoles, and all the way to the hoop. Missing is Morgan Jones. What an explosive move. But she misses at the rim, and a foul committed.
Yeah, I love her attack. It's a beautiful drive. She didn't finish, and that's what she does. She attacks the basket in the open court. Look how quick she is, weaving in and out, but just had to go through too much traffic and shot the ball too hard.
So Jones hasn't scored yet. She is 0 for 3 from the field, the leading scorer on the year, the 9th leading scorer in the ACC. Timpson fouled for Florida State. That's her first. Zip pass
Nice
inside to set up Abby Jackson.
Boy, nice. Great look. Great pass. I think Caleb sees the floor so well.
And she's a 6th-year player.
Yeah, and it shows. And it shows.
Binhar with the rebound.
And Brendan, there's a good thing about COVID, and that is kids have been able to play more, and they're getting more experience, and they're playing better because of the year. So if we're trying to look for something positive about COVID, that would be my pick.
Wilson bouncing it in. Missouri State up by 11. Seven points for Sydney Wilson.
Yeah, Florida State's really getting some good looks on that down pin.
About a 7-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. A lot of contact there. Bryce Caleb fouls. That's her first.
And Missouri needs to be careful. Their bench is not as deep as Florida State's, so they've got to make sure that they play straight up, don't get in foul trouble. And a smart move bringing Caleb out with 16 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, you don't want to pick up an extra foul. Isabel Delarue, the freshman out of St. Charles, Missouri, number 20, checking into the game. Bianca Jackson, the redshirt senior, played her first couple of years at South Carolina, sat out 2019 and 20. Last year, she led the team in scoring, but she missed about 5 games early and coming off the bench now for Florida State.
Yeah, and Coach Sue talked about she's just now getting healthy, and it's good to see her out on the floor.
Missouri State, so much success in the last few NCAA tournaments. They've advanced to the Sweet 16 in each of the last 2 tournaments they've been in, the travel by the freshmen.
Solid defense by Florida State.
6 seconds for the Seminoles to do something with it. Down 9. Off the backboard and in by Bajetti, and a nice finish to the quarter for Florida State. Jackson State, the longest winning streak in the country at 21 games. And LSU our host, as those games will happen on Saturday. The winner of this game will advance to play Ohio State, as Courtney Weber, the 5'10 senior out of New Orleans, who has a lot of family and friends here in Baton Rouge, will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, and Florida State they're not having to shoot outside. They're attacking the basket. They're either scoring layups or they're scoring from the free throw line.
So Abby Jackson commits the foul for Missouri State. We'll keep an eye on that, because one of the maybe weaknesses for Abby Jackson, she tends to get in foul trouble.
She's done a great job thus far, but yeah, and they have a small bench, a short bench for Missouri State, so we need to make sure we watch that.
And full court pressure after the Courtney Weber free throw. And the reason Missouri State has a short bench, if you're just joining us late, 2 of their starters earlier this year, Abby Hipp, a senior out of Kansas City, Missouri, tore her ACL in the 4th game of the year. Then the 11th game of the year against Toledo, Jasmine Franklin, who probably would have been the player of the year in the Missouri Valley this year, went down with an ACL.
Yeah, and that's tough to lose your 2 main players, and both to ACLs. So we've really had to ask people to step up.
Abby Hipp right there on the bench. We talked to her before the game. She wants to be a coach. She's been a coach on the bench. She was right next to Jasmine Franklin on the bench.
Great rebound.
Benhar picked up the foul on the other end. Excuse me, Holly.
Solid rebound. Just, ooh.
And a foul called on Morgan Jones will send Bryce Caleb. Boy, that looked like a good block.
It did from our angle, but I think she got all ball, but probably bumped with the body. And we'll see it right here. Yeah, from that angle, get it out of here. Just hit her with caught her with the body.
So Caleb goes to the free throw line, typically a 79% free throw shooter on the year, and she gets there a lot.
Yeah, Brenda, we're good little officials sitting here.
It's a lot easier
I'm a great
from over
official
here.
sitting over here. So I say she got her with the body.
After a couple looks at the replay, right?
After I looked at the replay.
Holly Werlick, you are so much nicer to the officials now that you're sitting over here with me.
I'm asking if they need water, and you know, you're tired, and you're doing a great job.
Jones still hasn't made a shot. The leading scorer for Florida State on the year is 0 for 4.
Boy, Florida State has ramped up their defense, making it a lot more difficult for Missouri State to get clean looks.
Oh, and a foul called. Yeah. You could see the bodies fly with a little shove. Jennifer Eze picked up the foul.
And she's going to have to go. That's 2. She's going to have to go to the bench and sit a little while because they can't take that chance.
So foul trouble for Missouri State as White, Binhar, and Eze each have 2 fouls for the Lady Bears, and now an illegal screen called on Timpson. That's her second foul.
But there are a lot of illegal screens because Missouri State, I mean, they fight through screens. You better be set because they're going to, even if you do get screened, they're going to fight through it. So there's been a lot of turnovers that have been because of moving screens tonight.
You know, this Missouri State team really tested itself in the non-conference. They played Oklahoma State, USC, Virginia Tech, LSU, South Dakota State, and Missouri in the non-conference schedule.
Yeah, if that doesn't get you ready for your conference, I don't know what will.
And Jones finally scores for Florida State and draws the Seminoles now within 3. A timeout called by Coach Mox and the Lady Bears.
That was quick. Yeah, that went to the basket. And what did Morgan Jones do? I told you, she's versatile. She just takes it hard to the basket, makes it look easy.
Thank you, Elle, Rebecca, and Nikki. That's right, 14-1. Missouri State started ahead, and it's been a 14-4 run for Florida State. How are they doing it, Holly?
Well, they're attacking the basket. They're shooting layups. They're going to the free throw line. That last possession in transition, I think the ball maybe touched the floor once. And Jones was shot out of a cannon, shoots a wide open layup.
A travel called on Sydney Wilson. And as Nikki Fargas commented, Florida State taking better care of the basketball. When they got down 14-1, they had 4 turnovers, but in their 14-4 run, just 1 turnover during that time.
Well, it's all about ball pressure, and they're handling the ball pressure right now for Missouri State, and Missouri State's in a little bit of foul trouble.
Morgan Jones puts the ball on the floor. Gordon gets the screen. Shot clock. And a circus move inside, uses the backboard, really nice.
Wow, great attack, great body control. That looked like Nikki Fargas's layup right there.
You know everybody. I think everybody played for you or coached with you, or we need to go through the whole tournament and see who you're all connected to.
That's right.
7 degrees, actually 2 degrees of Holly Werlick right here.
That means I'm old, but I've been around a long time.
A lot of players have played for you at Tennessee. A lot of coaches have coached with you. And an offensive foul on Missouri State. Sydney Wilson picks that one up.
Yeah, and you see, watch Gordon. She just goes, slices, dices, comes in. Woo! Love it. And Coach Sue was a little worried about it. Loves it.
Florida State has not led in this game. They have an opportunity on this possession. It was a quick 7-0 start for Missouri State and a timeout for Florida State. Bajetti working on Wachuku, excuse me. That's the second foul. So a lot of players now with 2 fouls for Missouri State. Wachuka, White, Mariah White, Benhar, Eze, and Wilson. So 5 players all with 2 fouls for Missouri State.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
Yes, it is. And Florida State's doing what they should do. They're attacking the basket. They're getting Missouri State in foul trouble. Missouri State, move your feet, keep your player in front of you, make him make a play over you.
Sarah Bajetti, a 66% free throw shooter, the transfer from Arizona State, played her freshman year at Arizona State. Sophomore year last year here. You see the difference in free throws and field goals. Florida State getting to the free throw line a lot.
And Brenda, it's so interesting that your offense jacks up your defense, and it has jacked up Florida State right now.
First lead of the game for the Seminoles. And Jackson tried to force that one.
Just a little too late. Saw it, thought about it, then threw it.
Florida State has outscored Missouri State 8-0 here in the quarter, and they're going back to the free throw line.
Yeah, Missouri State's got to get their fouling under control.
Morgan Jones has improved her free throw shooting every year. The senior out of Jonesboro, Georgia. You can see now at 77%.
Yeah, and she started off as a freshman just learning, and you see how much she's developed and she's grown, and she's leading this Florida State team in a lot of categories.
She was a WBCA All-American honorable mention last year. This year she's one of the 10 finals for the prestigious Senior Class Award. It's a 10-0 run for Florida State. Missouri State has to find a way to generate some offense. White, too strong. Offensive rebound. Didn't hit the rim, so 10 on the shot clock. White pulls up, back iron. Benhar, no. And it slips away out of the hands of Wachuka.
And Missouri State, they're great rebounders. They're going to keep getting looks, but right now they're rushing it. Just, if you don't have a good look, bring it out and reset your offense.
And Florida State continuing to bring in substitutions. That's the pattern for Sue Semrau's team. Just constant in and out with her players.
Well, the problem for Missouri State right now is not different players, it's defending who you're guarding. Just play, you got to play one-on-one, you got to keep your players in front of you. Florida State's doing a great job of attacking the basket. Boy, she can turn the corner so quick.
Omaria Gordon back to the free throw line, and Eze, that's her 3rd foul as the fouls mount up for Missouri State.
Yeah, you're just putting these, the guards are putting these post players in a not good situation. It just, they're forcing them to have and defend quick guards, and they're fouling. I mean, right now, if they get past him, you got to let them go because you don't want to get yourself in foul trouble.
So Eze will go to the bench with the 3 fouls. Wachuka is back in the game for Missouri State as Gordon, the 2-time Florida Gatorade Player of the Year in high school. As we look at the free throw disparity.
Yeah, and Florida State's not known to be great free throw shooters, and right now they're shooting 81% from the line, but they're getting a lot of shots right now from the line.
Jackson is held. She had pretty good position inside, and Florida State commits the foul. So Aaron Howard with the foul, but we're not even in the bonus on this end.
Yeah, and they got to attack. You got to attack the basket.
Caleb does just that.
Yeah, I'm not sure that, I mean, I thought that was a foul. She took it to the basket, and
Jackson misses. Good rebound by Gordon. And then another foul. Just attacking the relentlessness for the Florida State guards. Yeah, Paige Rocca committed the foul.
Missouri's got to regroup because that's 14 points from the free throw line, but credit Florida State. They're attacking the basket. Missouri State's got to quit fouling.
And Gordon hasn't missed a free throw. She is 6 for 6 from the line. Not playing like a freshman in her first NCAA tournament appearance.
No, she's steady, and just from the experience of playing during the season.
All ACC freshman point guard. A couple of players on the All ACC freshman team. Michaela Timpson, who's in foul trouble, also earning that honor.
Yeah, that's great defense. See, keeping the ball in front of her, that's awesome defense right there.
2 on the shot clock. Caleb has to get it up quickly, and it's a shot clock violation. It's a 14-0 run right now for the Seminoles. Sue Semrau's team, they were in a world of hurt about a month ago. They were 9-9, and Sue knew that they needed to win 7 of their last 10 games just to get a chance to get to the NCAA tournament. That's exactly what they did. Then they won one against Boston College in the ACC tournament, and that's really what got them here.
Yeah, they just endured their schedule. And here you see Jackson, she gets a good block there, but then you got to go straight up. When you put your hands over the body, automatic foul is going to be called. Automatic.
So that's the 3rd foul, and it sends River Baldwin, the 6'5" junior, to the free throw line, and it sends Jackson to the bench. You can see Eze Jackson already with 3 fouls. Several other players, including Benhar, with 2. And Benhar in the game, the point guard. She's really the inspirational leader for this team. If they're going to get something going, it's going to come from her, and a nice pass inside to set up the shot.
Yeah, that started with the pin down, and they had to switch a little bit and got a mismatch. River Baldwin helped up. That's what Missouri's got to do, keep attacking the basket. Maybe they'll get the opportunity to go to the free throw line.
Wachiku finally stops that run for Florida State. Here's Benhar. She's got numbers. Wachiku stops and is fouled in the act of shooting.
Now we got it. Yeah, that's a good attack. Rebound and run, that's what they want to do. Get an and one or get to the free throw line.
Courtney Weber picks up the foul. The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship first round continues tonight on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For more information on tournament game times, listings, go to ncaa.com. Huge upsets already today on the men's side.
Yeah, I saw Iowa got beat by Richmond. It's a fun game to watch.
And Kentucky lost to St. Peter's in overtime.
Wow.
So madness on both the men's and women's side. We got a 4-point game here in Baton Rouge. The winner of this first 4 game will advance and play Ohio State on Saturday. Valencia Myers, ripping that ball and causing a tie-up, but possession arrow will be in favor of the Lady Bears of Missouri State.
Yeah, just pushed back and they would have gotten a foul on Myers, but she went up and just took it out of there and then got a jump ball. And really going back to That's why we play this tournament. It is that's why we love this game here, the first 4 in, because you just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. Look at UCLA men last year. It could happen on the women's side.
Benhar with the jumper draws this game within 2. So Florida State started this quarter on a 14-0 run, but Missouri State has answered back 6-1, and a nice three-pointer from the corner by Bajetti.
Nice look. Really moved the ball side to side. Bajetti was wide open.
She's coming off a career-high 21 points in the loss to NC State in the ACC quarterfinals. She was 3 for 3 from three-point range in that game.
And there you see Missouri State, their strength, their rebounding, giving themselves another possession. Tough shot.
Benhar, 9 points now for the point guard.
We'll see what, Florida State's been really productive penetrating to the basket, and we'll see what they do. Just clear out and just a clear out, wanting her to go to the basket. Solid defense draws the walk.
Bajetti commits the travel. Substitutions in and out, in and out. With a minute to go here in the second quarter. Missouri State started out, they were up 14-1 in the opening minutes. A 14-0 run by Florida State gave them the lead, and now it's been back and forth as Missouri State has drawn within 3.
Great push down the floor. Florida State getting it down the floor, getting a good look.
And Missouri State with an opportunity with a three-pointer to tie it.
Going to Little Horn set.
Mariah White kicks out. Benhar, yes! Her second three-pointer of the game, and we're all tied up.
Love it, playing inside out, attacking the basket, kicking it out.
5 seconds on the clock. Jackson, no. And just like we started the game, all tied up here at half. Benhar, the inspirational leader of this team with 12 points. We've hit the half, we're all tied up. Time to get you to the studio. The bench from Florida State.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Sometimes we'll see if this game continues to be called the way it is, and see if Missouri State needs to adjust right now. Putting Florida State at the line way too much.
Aaron Howard back into the game. And the players on the court for Florida State misses the shot from the top of the key. They just had one three-pointer. When they were playing their best, they were getting into the paint and shooting free throws. Abby Jackson back on the court. That ball gets away from her. She typically scores about 13 points a game for Missouri State. She was held to 6 in the first half, but Bryce Caleb, no points for Missouri State in the first half.
Well, Florida State's done a great job with her. They're not giving her direct drives to the basket, and she's having to go in circles, and she's not getting good looks.
On the other end, good defense by Missouri State as Morgan Jones has been held to just 4 points. And a foul committed by Florida State will send Bryce Caleb to the free throw line.
Well, that's a good look. She gets the rebound and she runs. She attacks the basket. And a good look, got fouled, going to the free throw line.
So Gordon picks up her second foul. As we look at Bryce Caleb, just a leader on this team. She was the defensive player of the year in the Missouri Valley. Last year she was the Jackie Stiles player of the year in the Valley. We got to get some Jackie Stiles mentions whenever Missouri State plays.
Yeah, goodness, Jackie Stiles. And Bryce Caleb, she is a great leader. I tell you what, she sees the floor really, really well, and she knows, Brenda, who to get the ball to. And as a point guard, that's the kind of point guard you want.
Missouri State will trigger it inbounds. Abby Jackson knocked away. Good defense inside by Timpson.
Yeah, if you're going to throw that, just 1 or 2 dribbles the baseline, then bounce it. I mean, she threw it Timpson right to Timpson's hands. Timpson, great defense, good denial.
18 on the shot clock. Good defense by Gordon over the screen. Caleb still hasn't scored a field goal.
Florida State, great job in just contesting, making her make tough shots. It's not been easy for Caleb right now, she's scoring.
Gordon cut off that time, brings it back out to reset. River Baldwin with a size advantage inside, goes right up.
Yeah, smart play going inside because the post players have 3 fouls. They can't do anything but stand there.
Coach Mox calling the play from the sideline for the Lady Bears. Caleb steps back, gets her own rebound, puts it in.
There we go.
First field goal of the game for Bryce Caleb.
You know, I love it. She's not being discouraged by missing shots. She just follows her own shot and gets the rebound for an easy bucket.
Caleb knocks it away. Caleb finally scoring her first basket of the game.
Well, she shoots a tough shot. Great contest by Morgan Jones. And what is she? Morgan Jones doesn't box out. Caleb, smart player, follows your shot. It's amazing if you follow your shot, what happens.
And she knocks it away again. Caleb, her mom was her high school coach, and you actually know her mom.
I know her mom, a great high school coach. Coaches at Sapola High School in Oklahoma. They were runner-up this year in the state tournament. She worked our basketball camp, and Brenda, you talk about, I know a lot of people. I think a lot of people that are coaching work Pat Summitt's basketball camp as well. So that's how I know her mom.
I love it. We can't go anywhere without everybody knowing you, for sure.
Well, again, I've been in this business a long time. I know kids, people who I play with, they're kids.
And this is so cool. Bryce Caleb, she was named Defensive Player of the Year for the 2nd time in her career. She said, Coach Caleb said, you can't be on the floor if you can't defend. That's her mom. And I've carried that with me ever since.
I love it. And I love she calls her mom Coach Caleb.
Right? And wow. The defense by Missouri State coming through.
Solid. As long as Missouri State just stays solid, they're a great defensive team.
Off the window, Sydney Wilson. Wilson has 9 points now for Missouri State. Binhar had to go to the bench with 3 fouls. She's leading the Lady Bears with 12 points.
Nice hustle play. Gives Florida State another possession.
Pagetti uses the screen from River Baldwin. Bianca Jackson missing, and there's Caleb with another rebound. She has been so active here in the 3rd quarter. Gets it ahead to Mariah White, who is fouled.
God, they get the ball down. They get the ball down really quick down the floor.
Bianca Jackson picks up the foul. There's Darlene Caleb.
Darlene. She's pretty calm right now. I like it. She's got her coach face on.
The head coach at Sapulpa, Oklahoma. She coached her daughter. She's coached a lot of great players
really
over the
has.
years.
Does a great job, and those are the type of coaches you want in high school. Great teacher, great motivator.
Mariah White at the line, and you mentioned it. I mean, she helped coach at Pat Summitt's camps. I mean, how many coaches across the country learned from and grew under the tutelage of Pat Summitt?
Yeah, it is really, truly amazing. There's managers that were at Tennessee that are now are coaching. There's male practice players that now are coaching on Missouri State's team. Elijah Bond, she was our basketball ops player. So there's a variety of coaches right now all across the country that have a little bit of a taste of Pat Summitt.
That just makes me smile.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Missouri State has outscored Florida State 7-2 to start the 3rd quarter, and a foul called on Valencia Myers.
Wachaku did a great job of going and pursuing the basketball. If you're a great rebounder, you pursue the basketball, and Valencia Myers just went over her back.
Sydney Wilson triggered it in to Bryce Caleb. Mariah White, she's one of those players. She came to Missouri State to have this opportunity. She had been at Cleveland State. She was a two-time Defensive Player of the Year, and she saw the success Missouri State was having, making to the last 2 Sweet 16s, and she says, I want to be a part of that.
Well, it's about the culture, and Coach Mox built a great culture, and kids want to come and play.
And there she is again, the Defensive Player of the Year 2 times in the Horizon League when she was at Cleveland State. She gets the steal there and goes coast to coast for the basket. Missouri State 11-2, outscoring Florida State here in the 3rd quarter. Mariah White, the transfer, making it happen.
Right now, and Utah's had a great year too, so this is really going to be a really interesting bracket.
Valencia Myers going to work.
You got to do that. You got to go inside because the defense has 3 fouls, and you got to challenge that.
As you and I were doing some arithmetic at the break, all of Florida State's points are either at the free throw line or in the paint, except 1 3-pointer. Rolling all the way around and in is Courtney Weber.
Yeah, and so when you talk about their runs, you know, this has been a game of runs. They've gotten the ball inside and gone to the free throw line, and so the first 5 minutes they didn't do that. So what do they do after timeout? They get the ball inside, and that's what they need to do.
Bryce Caleb pulls it out. Wilson, big step through, flips it up.
Great rebound.
And another offensive rebound. Wachaku with the basket. She's got 6.
Yeah, I just don't know if you can guard them one-on-one right there. And the big rebound, Missouri State's may have to help down because they just need to isolate inside, and you're probably going to get right here a drive to the basket.
And a good defensive effort tying up the ball, making it difficult on the drive by Bigetti. Timeout on the floor. Missouri State leads by 7. Welcome back to Baton Rouge. Missouri State leading by 7 in the 3rd quarter, and you can't talk about Missouri State without a little bit of Jackie Stiles love.
Oh my goodness. She could put it in the basket. I tell you what, she was incredible. Led them to go to the Final Four, and she was a scoring machine, Brenda.
She sure was, and she finished her career as the NCAA leader in scoring. And she actually led Missouri State, then Southwest Missouri, to a game against Florida State. Brooke Wyckoff was also a freshman when Jackie Stiles was a freshman. That was the last time these 2 teams met.
Is that crazy? Yeah, Brooke, look at Brooke. That's not too shabby. 10 rebounds, 17 points. Okay, Brooke. But you know, Jackie Stiles, Brenda, everybody goes, she shot the ball because she had a routine and she worked on her technique, but she shot 1,000 shots a day, and before she left the gym, she made 100 free throws. So you want to know how you get better? You get at Jackie Stiles' level, it's about practice.
And as you think about Brooke Wyckoff, she also had a great college career. She played in the WNBA and in the pros, and now she's in her 11th season as associate head coach, and she took over in that year off that Sue Semrau took last year to be with and care for her mother, and Brooke Wyckoff was the head coach last year in that situation.
Yeah, she did a fantastic job and put it in a difficult situation and handled it just so well. And the team, they got to the NCAA tournament, and she just maintained Florida State's tradition.
A foul on the floor. That's on Jackson, so that's her 4th foul. So that's a big news flash. She is going to have to go to the bench. Just 6 points for the leading scorer for Missouri State and 4 fouls.
See, the officials have to call. I hate that call. It totally, she didn't display. She had 2 hands. And yeah.
You don't like it. You just don't like it.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm just going to bite my tongue on that one.
Gordon made the jumper as she's now in double figures for Florida State. She has 10 points.
Yeah, just keeping the ball alive with possessions. Yeah, 2 offensive rebounds. You get you an offensive look.
And now 14 second chance points on 12 offensive rebounds for Missouri State. That's what they do well. They're 10th in the country in offensive rebounds, and it's a big part of tonight's game.
Yeah, and you got to throw the ball inside. Good. Wow. Yeah,
you're biting your tongue again?
Yeah, I am. But Florida State's doing a great job of what they need to do is throw the ball inside. Now, Missouri's got to be disciplined. This is how the game's being called. So then you've got to adjust.
So the foul called on Wachiku, the 6'2 junior, transferred from Chipola College. That's her 3rd foul. Gordon, who has put the ball on the floor and attacked so well all season, gets it into Baldwin. Baldwin turns off the backboard.
Baldwin's making it look easy, but she's getting her. She's doing the work before the ball gets there. Just a turnaround little jumper.
She shoots 56% on the year. She's got 6 points for the Seminoles. Mariah White changing directions. Baldwin blocks it. It goes out of bounds. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Lady Bears.
Yeah, Florida State's height's so big, and Missouri State's not going to be able to go all the way to the basket. They're either going to have to get a pull-up jumper or penetrate and kick out.
Benoit with the 3 fouls. She misses. It stays here 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, you got to get something closer to the basket. Yeah, and I think there's a contact issue here.
So the officials stopping play. Lisa Jones, Roy Gobayan, and Bruce Morris are our officials tonight, and it looks like the contact is on the floor. I hope she brought an extra. Oh, she found it on the baseline. That is remarkable. Look at.
Well, she got subbed out. So
Erin Howard found it on the baseline and walked it over and just handed it to Sue Semrau. And
that's teamwork.
Now, yeah, and that's above and beyond for your head coach, who's going to go take it to the training staff.
Yeah. Nice look.
Kaylin missing it. Offensive rebound. Where did all the Seminoles go? Well, there's Jones. So a missed opportunity for Missouri State.
Boy, Omar, she's quick.
Puisis, she's been quiet today. Here comes Mariah White. Ball gets away from her, but they got numbers. Nice ball fake and a foul. Wachiku is going to the free throw line.
Yeah, just both teams are playing pretty solid defense and getting up and down, and that was a great attack. Great shot fake. Nice to draw the foul there.
So Morgan Jones picked up her 2nd foul. Wachiku right in the middle of all the scoring leaders, as she only averages about 3 points per game, but such an important part, as we've talked about throughout the game. Jasmine Franklin, who led Missouri State in scoring and rebounding, went down with the ACL tear in their 11th game of the year. So it's been Wachiku, it's been Eze, it's been Jackson, the 3 post players that have had to make up for what she did on the court.
Well, Brenda, Florida State is doing a terrific job of really containing Missouri State's guards. And so Wachaku's kind of cleaning up their shots, and she's getting looks around the basket.
She's got 10 points. Benhar has 12. The two players in double figures.
Yeah, you got to go inside Florida State.
Eze tipped it away. We haven't talked about Jennifer Eze, and what a story, number 12 for Missouri State, as Abby Hipp and Jasmine Franklin cheering on from the bench. But Eze, a transfer from Duke, as that ball is blocked out of bounds. I'm talking about number 12 for Missouri State. She did not play her first 2 years because she was injured. She transferred and did not play her very first collegiate game until February 4th this year.
I mean, she's credit to her. I mean, going through all those ACLs and getting out here and playing. And she's still young. She's a young talent that's old.
And a steal for Missouri State. Uriah White with her left hand.
Great layup. That was in traffic, and that was against a bunch of hands up in the air by Florida State.
And you just see the smile and the emotion from Uriah White. She transferred to Missouri State just for this opportunity tonight. She wanted to play on an NCAA tournament team. The grad transfer from Cleveland State. Clock winding down on the third quarter. Bryce Caleb working on Morgan Jones. The two stars have been neutralized a little bit because of the good defense. Eze for the basket. And what a third quarter for Missouri State as they outscore Florida State 21-10. And no one cheering more than Jasmine Franklin.
Yeah, but Missouri State, come on, they're setting up, and here you'll see White, the fast break to Caleb coming up, and watch this layup. Look at the defense. Just slices through, has no fear. And what does Eze do? She's Texas
State, but the record by Coach Mox is so impressive.
Yeah, she is impressive, and you think somebody's going to snatch her up, but I tell you what, she loves Missouri State. She loves this culture. She loves the fan base. And she's doing a great job and having a lot of fun with the Lady Bears.
So some foul trouble for Missouri State in the first half, but they only committed 3 fouls in the third quarter, and they draw a foul there as Eze will go to the free throw line.
I'll tell you one thing Eze has done the third quarter and now kept it, is offensive rebounding. She just seems to be everywhere the ball is.
16 offensive rebounds for the Lady Bears, 14 second chance points that they're going to, yes, they are going to say that's on the shot. You can see the two big braces on the knees of Jennifer Eze, the transfer from Duke, mentioned earlier, set out her first 2 years with the injuries, played her first college game on February 4th against Southern Illinois.
Wow.
Southern Illinois won the regular season for Missouri Valley under the leadership of Cindy Stein, who was named Coach of the Year in the Valley. Missouri State, just with their non-conference strength of schedule and how they overcame adversity, got the invitation to be here in the first 4.
The great look. Good look by Florida. So just missed the shot, but that's what they need to do. Get the ball inside. That's how they advanced. They got the lead and how they came back.
Only 5 points today for Florida State. Haven't been in the paint or from free throws. And Bianca Jackson fouls. That's her third foul.
And I really do think Florida State's done a really solid job defending Missouri State's guards. They've made them play fast. They've gotten their hands on the ball. That just happened to be a foul, but they've really affected Missouri State, and Missouri State is really great adjustments at halftime.
If I would have told you before the game that Bryce Caleb is 1 for 10 from the field, and Jackson only has 6 points and has been on the bench with 4 fouls. What would you think about Missouri State's chances?
They're going to get blown out. Yeah, I mean it's just.
And instead they're up by 11.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really a lot of other players have stepped up as Michaela Timpson comes in and scores for Florida State to make it a single-digit lead for the Lady Bears.
Yeah, it's very smart, Florida State, going inside, and that's what they need to keep doing.
The dump down to Eze, well defended by Timpson.
Just too open, almost too wide open.
Jones stopped. Timpson goes to work inside, scores it.
Yeah, 4 quick points right there, and you probably got to get Jackson back in. Yeah, here she comes back in. You got to take that chance.
Bryce Caleb still having a tough time from the field, and a foul called on Missouri State on the rebound.
And Valencia Myers, great. Hey, that's what happens when you box out. She got the foul over the back.
So Abby Jackson checking back in for Missouri State with the 4 fouls. And now Eze also has 4 fouls. So a couple of post players for Missouri State with 4 fouls, and we've got 7:54 remaining.
And Florida State, they've gone to Timpson the last 2 times. She scored the last 4 points. And we'll see how disciplined Abby Jackson is, because she's the one guarding Timpson right now.
Florida State was 16 of 20 from the free throw line in the first half. They didn't go to the free throw line in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, you're going to have to help here.
Timpson muscling and going right at Jackson, and Jackson just fouled out.
Yeah, and you knew that was going to happen. So Timpson just gets a deep bury on her, comes in. You know, I mean, Jackson, that's a tough call.
Jackson just seemed like she was going straight up to me.
Yeah, yeah.
And now you have your all Missouri Valley first team player, all defensive team member, most improved player in the Valley, goes out with 6 points total for Missouri State. And she is fouled out, and hoping that is not her last game of the season, last game of her career.
Yeah, and somebody's got to get an answer for Timpson, because she scored the last 5 points, and they're just going to keep posting her up.
Top of the key, Jackson. There's a big rebound, hauled in by Wachiku.
Yeah, that's just a second shot from outside the paint right there.
Mariah White. The pass ahead to Timpson. Just a little high for her. Wasn't able to catch it in stride. Baldwin. There's a double team.
Ooh, got away with a little walk right there. There's a lot of time left. Oh, great defense.
Caleb strips it away. Pushed down, Mariah White, blocked by Morgan Jones. So great defense on both ends of the floor.
Oh man, Morgan Jones, what timing. Great timing.
The great steal.
Yeah, great steal. Look at it. Then gets tripped up a little bit, but White it comes down and she gets past the first one. Look at the timing. That's just athletic. Quick jumper, swats it. A lot of holding on the cuts there.
Missouri State led by 11 at the start of the quarter. They've been outscored 5-0 in this quarter, and they throw it away.
Yeah, solid defense. Valencia Myers just denying. If you're going to make that pass, again, one dribble towards the baseline, bounce it. Now, if their hands are high, you throw it low. Sounds really simple, but it's hard to do.
Sydney Wilson checks back in. She's got 9 points. Mariah White will take a breather. Jones trying to attack Caleb. Caleb draws the offensive foul. What a play by the Defensive Player of the Year in the Missouri Valley.
Yeah, you just sacrifice your body, and defense is just hard work, and you got to be smart. It just comes over, and you got to have a lot of help. That wasn't smart right there, but that'll work every time.
The rotation. Bryce Caleb, we talked about her mom was her high school coach, always emphasized defense. Bryce Caleb has earned Defensive Player of the Year in the Valley 2 times in her career.
Florida State's really stepped up their defense, making it really difficult for Missouri to get good looks.
Yeah, Missouri State. Yeah, Missouri State has not scored this quarter.
No.
But Caleb banks it in.
Well, I said no from my angle, but it banks and it counts. It doesn't matter if it banks.
And her mom said, "We'll take it. We'll take the bank."
That's right.
That's a big shot for Missouri State.
Yes. Oh, it's got it.
Blocked. Jones, this matchup between Jones and Caleb has been entertaining. Caleb gets the better of that one again. Jones has been held to just 4 points, 1 for 7 from the floor.
Yeah, both those two, they're going at it. It's such a fun battle because both are great defensive players. And then what does defense do? It gives you an opportunity for possibly an open layup.
All right, Missouri State possession under their own basket. Sydney Wilson will inbound it with 24 on the shot clock. And a foul called away from the ball. I believe that'll be on Morgan Jones. She's trying to hold Bryce Caleb.
Hey, and that's an example of a great on-ball, a screen set to get the player open.
So 3rd foul on Jones. Caleb. And the ball is out of bounds.
Yeah, that's just a missed opportunity right there.
Official timeout on the court. Missouri State 52-44 with 5 minutes remaining. They needed a basket. They go to Bryce Caleb. And her mom says, anyway, and her mom's reaction.
She's cool. It's cool.
The coach's reaction, right? I mean, she knew what a big shot that was. She'll take the bank shot. We'll go with it.
Well, I think the hardest thing for a coach is to sit up in the stands.
Drive to the basket by Omaria Gordon. She was quiet in the 3rd quarter, but she's got 12 points now for Florida State, actually leading all scorers for the Seminoles.
Yeah, really smart drive.
Caleb makes that one. She has struggled to score, but the banker goes in, that jumper goes in. She is such a leader on this team.
Yes, she is. She does it from so many different spots, but she has been really solid on the defensive end tonight.
The winner of this game will play Ohio State on Saturday, the co-champion in the regular season in the Big Ten. Jones dumps it off inside. Shot clock is down to 3 seconds.
Yeah, I thought Jones, could she have, I couldn't see because the official, could she have shot the ball right there?
Yeah, it looked like she could have shot it. I think she was thinking pass on the way up.
I understand why she was wanting to go inside. Look to go into, I think Timpson, she really came in and gave him a spark, so let's see if she does anything. No, she's away from the basket.
Knocked out of bounds, and a tick went off the shot clock and the game clock. 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock. So now they're going to have River Baldwin inbound it.
Yeah, they need to go.
Up high.
Yeah. Good play, just didn't finish it. Good look.
Caleb to Mariah White. White raises up. Wow. Drops it down.
Boy, she got elevation on that shot.
10 points now for White. 3 players in double figures for Missouri State. Off Benhar's foot. And 4 substitutions. Jackson, Puisis, Bianca Jackson, I mentioned that, as well as Valencia Myers into the game. Timpson was on the court. She's the only one that stays.
Yeah, they're going to try to get her on a screen and roll. Timpson,
What a defensive play from Mariah White going to the floor.
Yeah. Amaria Gordon's really had a good game. The defense has really affected her that last play.
Bianca Jackson was all over Caleb, and Coach Mox got a timeout just in time. But wow, how about the denial? Bianca Jackson knew her job there.
Absolutely. I can't say enough about really both teams have been solid on the defensive end, and Bianca Jackson really won a 5-second call. But Coach Mox was heads up and got a timeout before the count.
All right, let's give you a reset in this game. Missouri State came out early in the game, had an early run. They outscored Florida State 18-11 in the first quarter. Florida State came back in the second quarter and tied it up with outscoring Missouri State 18-12. But it's really been the Lady Bears taking the lead in the second half. They haven't been sending Florida State to the free throw line as much, and they've used their defense to create offense.
They really have. They had a pretty strong, I'm sure, talk at halftime, and has limited Florida State from going to the free throw line. But Florida State, they've battled back. They've been pounding the ball inside and attacking the basket.
Keep in mind, Abby Jackson, the leading scorer on the year for Missouri State, has fouled out with 6 points. Bryce Caleb has 7. A all Missouri Valley first team selection for the last 3 years. And then a foul called on Baldwin. Her first foul will send Mariah White to the free throw line.
I like River Baldwin stepping out. Just kind of the guard got around her, just let her go. But I like that attack, that aggressiveness by Florida State.
So Missouri State is now in the bonus. The first free throw is missed by White. That's her first missed free throw of the day. She was 2 for 2 before that. She makes the second. Missouri State's biggest lead of the game was 13 points in the first quarter. Florida State's biggest lead, an 8-point advantage. And a foul called on White. That's her third personal foul.
Boy, Gordon, I can't say that. She's super quick. I mean, super quick. A freshman, I thought she's really played heads up, been really smart. It's tough to be a freshman and come in and lead a veteran basketball team, and she's done a great job today.
You know, when Sue Semrau talked to us, she said speed on speed when she talked about Omaria Gordon.
No
and
question.
A nice box out by Sydney Wilson, and a foul on Florida State's Timpson. That's her third.
Yeah, that was, I mean, that box out, that's what you got to do. You got to limit Florida State right now to one shot, and you want it to be a bad shot. That was a good look, but you can't give them second chance points.
And the foul on the rebound sends Missouri State to the free throw line.
Yeah, the only thing that would be good for Florida State is she misses free throws, because it's stopping the clock.
So Sydney Wilson now with 10 points. She's kind of the unsung hero on this team. She's been the leading scorer in multiple games. She's versatile. She plays the 3 and 4. But she really doesn't get any of the big honors or awards, but she is a solid player for this team. She's got 11 points, and now there are 4 players in double figures for Missouri State.
Yeah, you got to be steady, and that's what she is. She's been steady all day today.
Puisis way off the mark. She hasn't scored today after coming off 12 points in the quarterfinals against Boston College. She didn't score against NC State in the quarters.
Well, the Lady Bears have done a good job of trying to contain, well, not allowing Florida State to catch and shoot. But Florida State's been real smart in penetrating and getting the ball inside. But now they need threes.
Wilson a little shaken up, being tended to on the bench for Missouri State. Florida State is 1 for 9 from three-point range tonight.
Yep.
And they go inside and draw the foul on Wachaku.
And that's what Florida State's got to do. They've got to attack the basket, stop the clock, go to the free throw line, then they can set their press.
Sydney Wilson was attended to. Wachaku now with 4 fouls. Eze with 4 fouls. Jackson is fouled out. So we've got 2:03 remaining, and will that be a factor here in the last couple of minutes? A trip to the round of 64 on the line, and a meeting with Ohio State.
And here's that press, just trying to disrupt, need to get a steal.
Under 2 minutes remaining.
And Missouri State, be smart, use the clock, but you still got to get a shot off. Still attack, but do it when the clock's running down.
Bryce Caleb in and out. And Florida State with a chance.
Just can't foul. Don't. Nice.
That looked like it went off the leg of Timpson.
Sure did.
And that's some good defense by Mariah White.
Yeah, Mariah White has really done a great job today. And
the officials are going to take a look at that. It looked like from our angle that White knocked it off the leg of Timpson, and it looks like it from that angle too.
Yeah, it sure did.
Roy Gobayan was all over it.
On the floor, we have white ball. We're reviewing to make sure that that is correct.
So that's the voice of Lisa Jones explaining that they will be looking and review to make sure that they have made the right call on the court. It gives both teams a chance to settle down, and a big hill to overcome, though, for Florida State, down 12.
Well, it is, and they need this ball, and so it may have looked like that White just continued her hand, hit it off her hand, but right now I don't know if you can really clearly see that. But Florida State needs stops and quick scores, trying to turn them over. Missouri State, don't foul, don't put them at the line, don't stop the clock.
So after it hit the leg of the Florida State player, did it hit the hand of Mariah White? Lisa Jones and Bruce Morris now taking a look.
You know, and I like this. I know sometimes everybody thinks it stops the momentum. Let's get it right. And this happens so quick. And hey, if we need a review, we get a review. Officials have to make a decision in really a quick time.
So they come together.
Oh, they changed it.
After review, we have reversed the call. It is now red ball.
And so it did, you were right, it did go off the hand of Mariah White.
Is that stating that I possibly could put on the stripes someday?
Would you like to?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But you're right. To give Florida State a possession here, absolutely critical. They can cut it to single digits with a 3.
Absolutely.
Gordon all the way to the rim, doesn't make it. Kept alive, Baldwin tied up. Possession arrow stays this direction, so another chance for Florida State. Boy,
Florida State is crashing the boards right now, and they should be. That was a good look by Gordon, just didn't go in. Great attack. She's gonna do it again.
Florida State lost to Oregon State in the first round last year in the NCAA championship. Missouri State advanced to the Sweet 16.
Tough shot.
Too far, didn't hit the rim. Baldwin's did, gets another chance, just can't get it to go. Florida State with a lot of opportunities.
They sure did. They sure had a lot of opportunities.
Under a minute to go, and the Lady Bears with a 12-point advantage. Have an opportunity to use a lot of clock here. Florida State choosing not to foul. An offensive rebound. Missouri State could kick it out here if they want, but instead, Eze muscling it up inside.
She's been tough. She has been so strong and tough.
And a three-pointer for Florida State. But might be a little too late.
Boy, the Lady Bears just hung tough. Florida State cut it.
And Missouri State comes to Baton Rouge in the first 4 game and gets the victory over Florida State out of the ACC. Coach Mox advancing Missouri State to the round of 64. Time now for our Capital One rewarding performance. The game by Wachiku, Ifunaya Wachiku. They just call her Naya, but wow, especially with Jackson in foul trouble, her performance so important.
Well, she was really smart down the stretch. She had 4 fouls too, so she was living the life dangerously, but she came up with some big offensive rebounds and putbacks and made some big free throws down the stretch.
So even with their leading scorer fouled out, Abby Jackson, 4 players in double figures for Coach Mox and Missouri State. With the victory, they advance to play Ohio State on Saturday.